Are we standing on the threshold of a new era where Homo sapiens is no longer the pinnacle of evolution, but merely a primitive version? What Harari predicts are not just distant possibilities, but trends unfolding right before our eyes, changing every aspect of life, from politics and economics to the very meaning of human existence. Have you ever wondered if free will is still your own, or if it is gradually being manipulated by smarter algorithms? We will delve into each layer of these predictions, analyze the potential consequences, and reflect on our role in shaping a future that Harari has outlined. Let's prepare ourselves for a revolution not just in technology, but in the very nature of humanity. Welcome to the Hidden Past channel and our series, The 70,000-Year Secret of Humankind. In this video, we will explore the topic, Harari's predictions about the future of humanity. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss other videos exploring human mysteries. If you find this video interesting and helpful, please like and share to support us.
Yuval Noah Harari, with works such as Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind, Homo Deus, A Brief History of Tomorrow, and 21 Lessons for the 21st Century, has painted a comprehensive picture of human evolution from the past to the present, and particularly his shocking predictions about the future. He posits that, having astonishingly conquered famine, plague, and war, humanity is now pursuing more ambitious goals than ever before: immortality, eternal happiness, and becoming gods. These goals are no longer distant dreams, but are gradually materializing thanks to unprecedented scientific and technological advancements, especially in biology, biotechnology, and artificial intelligence. He emphasizes that we not only want to extend our lifespan, but also to transcend our biological limits, redefining the concept of humanity and even life itself. This is a leap in thinking and ambition, marking a transition from improving life to fundamentally reshaping it, raising profound questions about ethics, society, and the nature of existence. We no longer accept fate, but are actively writing it. This aspiration is driven by the belief that science can solve all problems, including death and suffering. This could lead to an era where we are not just biological beings, but also architects of ourselves. This shift in focus carries both the promise of a bright future and hidden dangers that we must confront. Harari urges us to think seriously about the choices shaping history. We are charting a new course for humanity, a course full of unprecedented opportunities, but also unforeseen risks. Understanding Harari's predictions is the first step for us to actively participate in this crucial dialogue. Because if we are unaware of the direction, we may get lost in the labyrinth of technology and change, losing our core values. The future is not just something that will happen, it is something we create together. He encourages us to objectively consider the powerful tools being developed and carefully weigh their ultimate purpose. Indifference can lead to irreversible consequences, turning dreams of a better world into nightmares. That is why Harari's warnings are so important. We stand at a historical crossroads where every decision can shape the destiny of all humanity. Choosing which path to take affects not only the current generation, but also thousands of future generations. This demands wisdom, courage, and responsibility from each individual. We cannot entrust the future to algorithms or scientists. We must collectively guide it. The ongoing scientific and technological revolution is not just about creating smarter machines, but about changing the very nature of consciousness and existence. We are nearing the unraveling of the deepest mysteries of the universe and of ourselves.
Harari's predictions are not just a warning, but also a call to action, so that we are not merely passive observers, but active creators of the future. This requires a deep understanding of history, philosophy, and ethics so that we can make the wisest decisions. Because the future is not a predetermined destiny, but a painting we are creating stroke by stroke. We have the ability to change this trajectory if we are brave enough to face the challenges and wise enough to make the right choices. Harari does not present an unavoidable dark scenario, but rather points out paths that could lead there, and our ability to avoid them. Awareness of the future is key to creating a responsible present. The remarkable development of biotechnology and artificial intelligence, or AI, is opening unprecedented doors, but also bringing profound ethical and social consequences. Harari predicts that we will soon have the ability to redesign not only our bodies, but also our minds. CRISPR-Cas9 technology allows for precise gene editing, promising cures for genetic diseases, but also raises questions about creating designer babies with desired traits, from intelligence to appearance. This could lead to a deep social stratification between those who can access this technology and those who cannot. Society will be clearly divided into two groups: an upgraded group that may enjoy extended life, perfect health, and superhuman intellect, while the other group is left behind, becoming useless or obsolete Homo sapiens. The wealth gap will not only be an economic issue, but also a biological one, creating an insurmountable chasm between social classes. Inequality will become inherent in the genetic and biological structure of humanity. The wealthy may extend their lifespans and even achieve a degree of biological immortality, while the majority of the population still faces disease, aging, and death. This is not just an injustice, but also a threat to the ethical and human rights foundations of society. The concept of human will have to be redefined, as upgraded individuals may possess capabilities far beyond what we consider normal. Harari warns that this could lead to the collapse of the democratic and humanitarian values we have built over centuries. For if there are new superior beings, will they still consider us fellow humans? And will these superior beings still need the moral and legal principles created for Homo sapiens? These are vexing questions we must confront. Beyond biotechnology, artificial intelligence also plays a central role in Harari's predictions. He believes that AI will surpass humans in most cognitive domains, from driving cars, diagnosing diseases, to composing art. When machines can do everything better than humans, billions of people could become economically and militarily useless. We will need to redefine the purpose of human life in a world where labor is no longer central. This poses a major challenge for educational systems, governments, and society. Can we create a society where everyone has meaning, even if they no longer work for a living? And can we maintain the human spirit when our greatest achievements are eclipsed by algorithms? The rise of AI is not just about automating jobs, but also about changing the structure of power in society. Algorithms could control every aspect of our lives, from what we buy, what we watch, to what we think. Harari warns of the emergence of algorithmic dictatorships, where governments or giant tech corporations could use AI to monitor and manipulate citizens to an unprecedented degree. Privacy will become an outdated concept, and our free will could be subtly eroded. Algorithms will know us better than we know ourselves, predicting our behavior and even making decisions for us. Harari questions whether humans will still have free will in a world where every choice is guided by complex algorithms.
We may think we are making our own decisions, but in reality, we are deeply influenced by suggestions and recommendations generated by AI. Even love, work, or hobbies could be optimized by algorithms. Would this diminish the value of human experience? One of Harari's most controversial predictions is the advent of dataism, a new ideology that considers data to be the highest value. According to dataism, the universe is a flow of data, and the value of any entity is determined by its ability to process data. Humans are merely biological algorithms, and the ultimate purpose of life is to create a comprehensive data processing system, an Internet of all things where all matter is connected and exchanges data. In such a world, data becomes the most precious resource, and controlling data means controlling the future.
Large technology companies will become more powerful empires than any nation, and future wars will be data wars. Dataism could lead to a society where individuals are seen as small pieces in a giant data system, and their value is measured by the amount of data they generate and process. This raises deep concerns about the meaning of individuality, human dignity, and diversity. If we all move towards a data-optimized system, will there still be room for difference, creativity, and complex human emotions? Harari also refers to another trend. Humans will seek to overcome physical and biological limitations to connect directly with computers and data networks. This could include implanting chips in the brain, creating brain-computer interfaces to enhance our intelligence and capabilities. The ultimate goal could be to create a Homo Deus, a divine human, with superhuman abilities, immortality, and eternal happiness. However, Harari warns that this process is not without risks. When we merge with machines, will we still be human? Or will we become a new hybrid form of life whose nature transcends our understanding? Will we lose unique human qualities like empathy, artistic creativity, or moral consciousness? And are we voluntarily relinquishing control of our destiny to algorithms and technology? Harari also raises questions about happiness. When we can chemically adjust our brains to always feel happy, is that true happiness, or is it just an artificially created state of indifference? He warns that the blind pursuit of happiness could lead to a society where everyone is happy, but lacks depth, meaning, and purpose. A world without suffering might be a world without meaning. Suffering, though undesirable, is an indispensable part of the human experience, helping us grow, learn, and empathize with others.
If we eliminate all suffering, will we also eliminate the very elements that make us human? Harari's predictions are not certain prophecies, but rather plausible scenarios that could unfold if we do not take concrete actions to guide the future. He encourages us to think seriously about the choices we are making today and their potential consequences. Instead of passively accepting what technology brings, we need to actively participate in the ethical, social, and political debate to shape the future we desire. This requires a deep understanding of history, philosophy, and science, as well as a high sense of responsibility. We cannot let the future decide itself. We must collectively create it. Because if we don't, Harari's predictions could come true, and we might have to live in a world we never wanted. Let us reflect together on the big questions Harari has posed. What kind of world are we building? What kind of beings do we want to become? And what is the ultimate purpose of our existence? These questions are not just for scientists, politicians, or philosophers, but for each one of us. We share a common responsibility in shaping a sustainable, equitable, and meaningful future for all. The relentless advancement of technology poses significant challenges to existing social and political institutions. Harari predicts that traditional governments and legal systems will struggle to keep pace with the speed of technological change. For example, privacy laws will become obsolete as companies collect vast amounts of data about us. International treaties on biological weapons and AI will also need to be updated to address new threats. Furthermore, these technological revolutions could undermine traditional nation-states, transferring power to global tech corporations and super algorithms. The concept of a world government might become necessary to manage technologies powerful enough to transform the entire planet. However, building such a global institution faces countless political and cultural barriers. Another aspect Harari emphasizes is the change in how we perceive war. In the past, war was often a struggle for resources or power. Harari argues that today, war might become a luxury because its consequences could be so severe. Often presented as messengers, robots and cyborgs might win battles, but with no human involvement, war might lose its sense of meaning.
But in the future, as AI and biotechnology reach their peak, war could become a struggle to control data and algorithms, or to prevent the creation of superweapons capable of mass destruction. He warns of a new military revolution where robot armies and autonomous weapon systems could replace humans in battles. This would not only reduce human casualties, but also blur the lines between humans and machines, raising questions about ethical responsibility in warfare. Can an algorithm be held responsible for killing? And will humans still have full control over war decisions when they are entrusted to AI? Harari also raises profound questions about the nature of consciousness and freedom. He posits that consciousness is not a supernatural entity, but a product of complex biological algorithms. As we better understand how the brain works, we might be able to recreate consciousness in machines or even upload human consciousness to the cloud. If this happens, will there still be a difference between humans and machines? And can we achieve digital immortality by copying our consciousness? However, Harari also warns that our understanding of consciousness is still very limited. We can create intelligent machines, but will they truly have consciousness, emotions, and the ability to experience the world like humans? Or will they merely be machines that perfectly simulate the functions of consciousness? These are deep philosophical questions that science has yet to answer. He also addresses the concept of free will as a story we have told ourselves for thousands of years to create social order. However, Harari believes that modern science is seriously challenging this notion. As we better understand the biochemical processes in the brain, we realize that all our decisions are influenced by genes, chemicals, and external factors that we cannot fully control. This does not mean we are entirely passive, but it raises questions about the true extent of our freedom. If free will is just an illusion, how will our moral and legal foundations be affected?
Will we still be responsible for our actions if they are determined by complex biological algorithms? Harari is also concerned about the possibility of creating a new, useless class. In the past, when a new technology emerged, it often created new jobs to compensate for lost ones. However, with the rise of AI, he predicts that many jobs will not only be replaced, but no equivalent new jobs will be created. Millions of people could lose their jobs, not just manual labor, but also intellectual work. This could lead to social instability and public resentment. Harari suggests that some form of universal basic income might be needed to ensure everyone has enough to live on. However, he also questions whether money is enough to give meaning to life for those without work. Humans need purpose and a role in society. If there are no jobs, what will we do to find meaning? Finally, Harari encourages us to think beyond existing frameworks. We cannot solely rely on past solutions to solve future problems. We need creative, flexible thinking, and a willingness to confront the unknown. He also emphasizes the importance of developing emotional intelligence, critical thinking skills, and adaptability in a rapidly changing world. These skills will become more important than ever as AI increasingly takes over cognitive tasks. By understanding Harari's predictions, we can better prepare for the challenges and opportunities that the future holds. This is an urgent call for us to collectively reflect on the greatest issues of our time and shape a future we can be proud of. We cannot shy away from these questions because the future is arriving fast, and it will not wait for us.
Harari's predictions truly open up a captivating yet challenging vision for the future of humanity, where the boundaries between humans, technology, and biology are increasingly blurred. We have explored the possibilities of immortality, artificial happiness, and even the emergence of a superior new class of beings. But this leads us to a deeper question. Are the changes Harari forecasts truly the evolution of Homo sapiens, or are we on the verge of becoming an entirely different species? Can humans evolve into a new being, no longer bound by current biological limitations? And if so, what form will that being take? Where will genetic modifications, technological implants, or the merging of consciousness with AI lead us in the evolutionary chain? We will delve deeper into these possibilities and their consequences in our next video as we explore the fascinating topic, will humans evolve into a new species? Don't miss it.